Hello, Lowell back again with a build for Wuchang, Fallen Feathers. You hear a lot of content creators falsely claim that this or that build for whatever game is broken in order to grab your attention, but for Wuchang, this dual blades build can definitely feel that way as it trivializes many of the boss fights. I have to give credit to our database and map editor Josh Bailey for cooking this one up during his playthrough. Much of the information in this video is from his in-depth Blade Master guide over at gamerguides.com, link in the description. So the keys to this build are quite simple. You'll need to grab the Dual Blades Blade Master Discipline skill in the skill tree, which allows you to restore health with every successful clash with the Bladeborn buff. It also increases the speed at which you perform light attacks. Clashes, if you're unaware, are when you attack at the same time as a weapon-wielding enemy and negate most of the damage but maintain yours while building a bit of stagger on them. So with Blade Master healing you along with a few other techniques like the Bone Needle Leech Temperance, you become almost invincible against enemies that wield weapons. The caveats here are that you need one stack of Skyborn Might to activate Blade Master and that it doesn't work against weaponless attacks like kicks, grabs, or magic. Thankfully, the vast majority of bosses wield a weapon of some sort. Anyway, let's take a look at the skills, weapons, Benedictions, Pendants, and Temperance loadout you'll want for this build in detail. Obviously, take the Blade Master Discipline skill found here in the Dual Blade section of the skill tree, along with both variants. Variant 1 will increase the duration of the Bladeborn buff granted by Blade Master, while Variant 2 increases the health you restore when above 90% madness level. Next, you'll want Leaf Slasher, found on the left-hand side of the skill tree. It ensures the 4th, 5th, and 6th swings of your light attack combo also clash. These clashes will generate Skyborn Might, along with another if you take Mighty Combination from the center of the skill tree. Wavebreaker and Deadly Shadow add clash properties to your charge and dash attacks respectively, meaning that the Bladeborn buff will work with just about every attack in your arsenal. Be sure to pick up the nodes that grant +5 endurance and vitality as you fill up the Dual Blade skill tree, ensuring you'll survive heavier hits and maintain the stamina required to keep attacking. Don't neglect the elusive tree. You'll want to make sure you keep the mana potency and mana capacity nodes topped up as you find the required lost remains and forgotten remembrances. However, this build also makes heavy use of Temperance, the magical arm item that imbues your weapon with power against bosses, meaning you'll also want to grab the 2 Temper nodes for extra charges of Temperance, along with eventually reaching all the alteration skill nodes to unlock more acupoints in the Temperance menu. Most importantly, however, you'll want to head down here and grab Bone Needle Leech, which will allow you to heal back even more health in conjunction with Bladeborn, rounding out this near invincible build. If you're wondering which nodes to prioritize, I recommend grabbing the mana-based nodes when you have the necessary items, while filling out the light attack nodes in the Dual Blades tree, before finishing this build by grabbing the alteration unlocks and extra charges of Temperance. You'll likely want 1 extra Temperance charge and Bone Needle Leech by the time you fight Commander Honglan, the final boss of Chapter 1, though in this footage, Josh was experimenting with the Flame Needle. Don't forget to upgrade your Dual Blades mastery when you can as well. For weapons, Josh recommends using the Firearm Blades due to its perfect aim skill, which causes a delayed flinch on most enemies which will allow you to get behind them. You can find it behind Wuchang between the 2 shortcuts that loop all the way around it. You'll have to fight these little bandit bros to get it. That said, pretty much any dual blade will work with this build. Pick the one with the most useful baked-in skill for your playstyle. You'll also want to equip the following Benedictions to your dual blades of choice. Blocking Clash, which increases the potency of your clashes. It's found here in this optional area between Wuchang and the Reverend Temple, near the shortcut between the 2 areas. Then you want Skyborn Vigor, which increases stamina recovery speed when you have Skyborn Might charges. You can purchase this one from Wuchang after giving him the Golden Bowl, found just before the door to the first boss, Dutanga. Finally, Combo Force drops from Commander Honglan and increases damage the more you attack without getting hit. There are 2 great pendants that you can get for this build relatively early in the game. The first is the Twin Infant pendant in the Mercury Workshop down way at the bottom here that grants 50% recovery speed, and the Dragonling pendant, which you can grab in Cloudspire Palace where this maidservant guards a small treasure chest. It increases slash damage by 20%, but you also take 20% extra damage. But who cares about damage taken when you're just going to heal it all back anyway? And the final pendant slot is up to you. There's some great damage dealing ones, especially later in the game. Finally, you want to equip the Bone Needle Leech into your Temperance to regain health quickly while using it. For the other acupoints, equipping needles that increase your damage output is the way to go, though you won't get the best of these until much later in the game. So the playstyle for this build is straightforward but hard to master. Grab a stack of Skyborn Might by dodging an attack or clashing with your foe. From there, use Blade Master to grab the Bladeborn buff, and then start swinging. Against weapon-wielding bosses, activating your Temperance will allow you to tank almost all hits, even ones you're not clashing with, as you'll often heal faster than they can deal damage to you. You'll also be able to attack non-stop and take down some of the toughest bosses in no time. For enemies that aren't wielding weapons or have plenty of magic attacks, you'll want to rely on the Unmatched skill that allows you to get an automatically charged heavy attack off. Hit enemies in the back with it, and soon you'll be able to obliterate them for a ton of damage. And that's all you need to know for what I'm calling the Immortal Blade Master Dual Blades build. If you want a more in-depth explanation with some late game tips, we'll link the full written build guide in the description below. Try it before they nerf it, because it truly does trivialize a lot of the tougher fights in Wuchang Fallen Feathers. Anyway, if you found this guide at all helpful, be sure to like this video and subscribe to Gamer Guide so we can continue on our quest to fulfill all your gaming needs.